Do you know why many of those who loudly condemn Israel every day over Gaza remain silent when Iranian freedom is crushed in blood? For the same reason, a journalist is more interested in writing about milk being poured onto Israeli roads than asking why 10 million Israelis are paying more for dairy products every single day. This is not a political opinion. It is a question of incentives, attention, and ignored facts. And in this case, I am not speculating. I was the first and only specialist in Israel who examined, using real data and machine learning, how much dairy production efficiency could be improved with AI in a way that benefits both consumers and farmers. I know exactly how much untapped potential exists. And as long as indifference toward efficiency remains, protests against imports miss the point entirely. Let's start with the numbers before my story. According to official Israeli data, for every 1 shekel of revenue generated from milk production, 45 to 57 agorot go to feed costs. Using my method, production consistently operated at 45%. That means the standard approach carries up to 25% higher unit costs, artificially inflating production prices and reinforcing the false narrative that 10 million consumers must simply accept higher prices. The real question is not whether 45% is possible. It is why so many producers refuse to operate at that level, and why not a single dairy farm asked, "Tell us how you achieved this." In fact, those who opposed AI the most often had worse indicators than the national average. Now my story. More than 12 years ago, I sent 168 emails to 168 Israeli dairy farms. I introduced myself as an AI specialist, explained that I wanted to return to Israel, and that my innovation could increase efficiency and maximize profit. I received one single response. With that farm, I started working remotely in 2014. Within 2 weeks, performance improved. Later, a scientific experiment confirmed the results. The method generated an additional 1.412 euros in profit per day per cow by increasing yield and efficiency across the full production chain. In 2016, the Israeli Cattle Breeders Association offered me a position. I quit my job, moved to Israel, and only then learned the details. The offered salary was 7,000 NIS per month for a data scientist. A multi-page contract stated that they also claimed ownership of my intellectual property, included in that base salary. I could not support my family or children under these conditions. I had no choice but to leave. Meanwhile, the method continued to be used on the farm. For 10 consecutive years, we achieved the best efficiency among 55 large dairy farms, not only locally, but in comparison with other regions whose data I later accessed. Yet there was no real interest. Not from the ministry, not from Israeli farm-related companies, not even when I personally initiated contact. At the same time, in the Netherlands, the Cattle Breeders Association already employed 10 data scientists 2 years ago to improve dairy farming efficiency. To the best of my knowledge, Israel employs none. I could have been the first. So I ask, who represents the interests of 10 million Israeli consumers? It is deeply disturbing to see that there is money to travel, to organize demonstrations, to pour milk onto roads, to reduce kibbutz revenues during protests. There are people to coordinate this, journalists to drive out, photograph it, and publish stories. But who thinks about the 10 million Israelis who quietly pay more every day at the supermarket for no necessary reason? I do. And if you do too, share this. Do not allow the mindset that led to October 7 to exist among us here as well. There, too, warning signs were ignored. Ego and indifference suppressed reality, insisting that the other side is not capable. They were, using AI. Today, countries on the other side of the import chain are improving dairy efficiency with AI, while Israel debates imports instead of fixing the system itself. Share this if you agree. Do not pay the price for others' refusal to improve efficiency. The demonstrations prove one thing clearly: there is time and there is money, just not allocated to what actually matters.